So y'all didn't even have enough sense to even hire somebody. Here's the thing. At least have some sense to make it give burglary. Eddie looks high out of his mind on Happy Eddie, and I ain't gonna lie, now I'm curious about the products. This is the desire to keep up with the Joneses. This is the desire, like, this is dumb. And you know who I want to blame for this? I want to blame Robin, because I don't like her.
It's coming.
Dumb. Like, I just can't make this up. This is so stupid, y'all. I know that everyone has seen on the social media streets that Happy Eddie and 4 Degree Wendy have been accused of alleged fraud activities, and it has to be the dumbest thing I have seen in the last 24 hours, because there's been a lot of dumb stuff that's been happening in 2025, honestly. But if you look at the administration, I don't know what to expect anymore. Listen, y'all, let's get it started. So I'm sure you've all seen that Eddie and Wendy are felons. They are alleged felons for insurance fraud for Birkin bags and jewelry. You just can't make this stuff up. Like, when I tell you, out of all the things to be up in the news for, to be in a press conference for, but lying about burglary so you can get some extra money for Birkin bags and jewelry. When I first saw this on TMZ, when I first saw this on social media, I truly thought that this was a lie. I thought this was just some AI. You have seen Malcolm X, you have seen Martin Luther King, you have seen Michael Jordan, not Michael Jordan, Lord, not Michael Jordan, but what's his name? Michael Jackson. We've seen all these people emerging from the heavens and now on our social media timeline. So honestly, I don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't know what's right, what's real, what's AI. I don't know. So when I first saw this, I'm thinking, okay, this is AI. Ain't no way that Wendy going to church, degree having, Kamala Harris interviewing, Happy Eddie being married to. Happy Eddie, let's talk about that. Happy Eddie is a beautiful chocolate man, but he's a beautiful black man that, you know, you look at on the Housewives show and it's like, okay, he is this guy, here's this, you know, great father, great husband. You look at all these franchises and the men be trash, you know, some of the men really be trash, but to see Wendy and Happy Eddie, you know, lawyer and professor, educated, classy, you know what I'm saying, to see them just down in the gutter like this is just very offsetting. All right, so Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband Eddie have been booked on criminal charges, TMZ has learned. According to documents obtained by TMZ, the Real Housewives of Potomac star is facing 16 charges, including 7 felonies for allegedly making false, misleading info fraud in excess of $300. Now, that's a very important thing to look at, because I saw that Candace, our girl Candace, who's no longer on the show, she was on a morning show and she was like, okay, like, why is it that these black women are being targeted for just $300? And I'm like, girl, that don't sound right. I don't think you got your facts straight. It's not $300 that she's being charged for. She is in excess of $300. It's not $300, it's excess. And it's funny because Candace, I'm all for black people, you know, be fair, all the things. And I can see where Candace was going. So Candace was on morning TV.
What are you thinking?
I am floored. I am shocked. I'm sad. You know, it feels to me, we've just, you know, gone through the Karen Huger of it all. Mm-hmm. Karen just came home. Karen paid her debt to society, but one might opine that, you know, perhaps Karen was made an example of. And I am now, as I'm literally just getting this news with you all, that's my first thought is $300 and we're arresting a mother and a father, business owners, entrepreneurs. We don't know what the charges are for. But we know that the Osefos have a very successful marijuana business. Mm-hmm. They are providing jobs and opportunities for people of color in the area, in the DMV. And so my first thought is, are they being targeted?
And so I understand the angle that Candace was going in here. No, the Grand Dame was having sex with Abraham Lincoln or whoever she claimed to when she was drunk, pissy, drunk, sloppy, out of her mind driving. That ain't no fault but her own. And this alleged crime and felony that Wendy and Happy Eddie are being accused of, allegedly, you did this to yourself. So this is no black versus white. This is dumb versus dumber. So Candace, I see where you're going, girl, but this is not what it's giving. According to documents obtained by TMZ, the Real Housewives of Potomac star is facing 16 charges, including 7 felonies for allegedly making false, misleading info fraud in excess of $300. She's also facing 1 misdemeanor count of making a false statement to an officer. The couple was booked on Thursday. Now, if you look here, they are now back at home. They have posted bond and they are at home. Now, you gotta look at this. Look at this over here. Look at this right here. They look crazy. They look crazy in this picture. They look crazy in this picture. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Face is facing. You know what I'm saying? All natural. Face is facing. You know, she looks very young and youthful. You know what she looked like? Have y'all seen that movie, Smile? Where the evil people, when they're possessed, they can't stop smiling before they kill somebody. That is who Wendy looks like here. Eddie looks high out of his mind on Happy Eddie, and I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm curious about the products. They look scary. They look very scary. Eddie looks high. Wendy looks like she's in shock, but trying to force a smile. Her wig glue, if you kind of zoom in here, what's going on, girl? But I ain't gonna lie. She look young. She look good to me. I think she looks really good, actually. Okay, girl. Black do not crack. She looks actually really good here. Even people was talking about her wig, but I mean, for a mugshot, she looks good. Now, he, on the other hand, child, what is this? Actually, I can't look at this too long because it's making me scared. I ain't gonna lie. This is making me actually very scared. Lord Jesus. He like my friend Cornelius a little bit. He looks high out of his mind. At the end of the day, y'all, here's the thing. People, y'all niggas out here trying to keep up with the Joneses. Did you think you weren't gonna get caught? Now here's the gag. They had a conference where the police was saying that, you know, they came out to the home. Eddie and Wendy said that they had been robbed and that someone broke into the upstairs of their house. There was absolutely no scene of forced entry. From what I understand, the only thing that they saw when they came to the crime scene, allegedly, was their bed was a little bit disheveled. So y'all didn't even have enough sense to even hire somebody. Here's the thing. At least have some sense to make it give burglary. If this is true, okay, because they are innocent until proven guilty. If this is true, this is a dumb crime. This is a dumb crime. These are 2 black people who are very well off in a rich neighborhood on the Housewives TV show. And this is no shade, but the police ain't really here to me to help all the time. And so it would just be something in me that would be like, do I really want to lose my job, lose my career, lose my lawyer's license, you know, all for a storyline on the Housewives of Potomac? So at the end of the day, they should have hired someone to at least make it give burglary. They should have hired someone to make it look like somebody had actually broke in. The police people even said that there was no sign of forced entry. There was not even any footprints. They have cameras, but nobody on the camera breaking in. The neighbors have cameras. Nobody's on their cameras breaking in. So this is just really dumb. Like, this is really stupid. For a Birkin bag, for some Chanel. This makes me look at them so differently, obviously, but it makes me realize that this Housewives Hollywood stuff is dangerous. And for people to be this stupid, to do something this dumb and in the face of stupidity, and they actually, here's the thing. Let's go back. They was on vacation. Somebody broke in. When they came home, they saw that somebody broke in. They filed a claim with the police. Then they literally went and filed claims with not one, not two, I think like 3 different insurance companies. They filed claims for the same damn thing. Like, this story cannot get any dumber. Like, y'all, you a whole professor. You are on CNN. Like, you are on CNN commentating. You literally interviewed Kamala Harris. So y'all not dumb. You're getting paid from the housewives. Are you that greedy? This also makes you realize that what you see is not true. Because looking at this picture, who are these people? You know, like, Eddie don't look happy. He don't look like happy Eddie. He's not giving happy Eddie. And I don't like, who is this man? Who is this man? I don't like what I see here. It's just weird. It's just so weird to me. At the end of the day, I don't know what to think about this, if it's true. And honestly, I don't think that the police tend to hold press conferences and, you know, make these accusations if there isn't some validity to the truth. Now, I will tell you this, and say what you want, but to me, this has Wendy written all over it. Even though Eddie looked crazy in this picture, men don't tend to want to keep up with the Joneses as much as women do. And from what I gather and from what I see, perhaps this was something that Wendy initiated and led, and her husband just kind of fell into it. Now, for some reason, I feel like Eddie got more charges than Wendy does. And here's the gag too. This is the dumb shit that just makes me so angry. Just give me your money. Like if you don't know how to manage your money, just give me your money. Seriously. They literally said that there was a ring, some type of anniversary ring that was a part of the items that was stole. And then Wendy gets online and has the ring that was stolen in a live on social media. Like, make it make sense. Make this make sense. But what this is ultimately, to me, this is fame. This is the desire for fame. This is the desire to keep up with the Joneses. This is the desire. Like, this is dumb. And you know who I want to blame for this? You know who I really want to blame for this? I want to blame Robin, because I don't like her. And I feel like all they're gonna do is probably bring Robin back, have the Green Eye Bandits back, and they're gonna just pounce on, you know, Wendy, and they're gonna pounce on the Grand Dame, because they're criminals at this point, allegedly, for Wendy. But at the end of the day, it ain't looking good for her. They're criminals. And what keeps circling in my head is the fact that you are not poor. You don't have to walk around with a Chanel bag or a Birkin. Do you know how hard it is to get a Birkin? Like what? This is so dumb to me. This is so stupid to me. Eddie. And here's the thing. I blame Wendy, but I blame Eddie. Back to the man, because the man is the head, the man's a leader. Eddie is an attorney. He is a lawyer. I thought he's a lawyer. So if you're a lawyer, that means that you are in law. It means that you're in law. You know how this stuff works. Literally, this man has likely represented someone with similar crimes. If I'm guessing correctly. And so now you have gone from lawyer to the criminal. Please listen to what I'm saying. Was the fraud worth your job? Now, I guess one might add, they are on social media, and this is going to be a really great storyline. But at the end of the day, is it worth it? Like, you have absolutely no validity at this point. Yeah, it's going to be a great storyline. Yeah, it's going to be, I don't know what else is going to be other than a storyline, because y'all are felons. And both of y'all's careers outside of the Housewives is like noble careers. You know what I'm saying? So now they do have a marijuana line. And I mean, based on this picture, Eddie he's definitely a good spokesperson for marijuana in this picture. Like, it's giving, I'm high off my own supply. This man is high off his own supply, his own edibles. I don't know, y'all. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think. Do you think that there's some chance that maybe we have it wrong and they're innocent? You know, is it worth it? This is fame. This is the drug of fame. This is the drug of fame. This is the drug of keeping up with the Joneses. This is a hot damn mess. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next episode.